Welcome to the Get Trauma-Informed podcast, dedicated to unraveling the complexities of trauma, its pervasive impact, and the journey towards holistic recovery and realignment. If your radiance has ever felt muted, like I and thousands of others, you're in the right place to reignite your inner light. I'm your host, Wellness Coach Liz Blanding, and this is the Get Trauma-Informed podcast. Well, hello there, and welcome to another episode of the Get Trauma-Informed podcast, where we are in week number 6 of Trauma-Informed Leadership. And we're working through our mini trauma recovery talk. And this is, again, a series on trauma-informed leadership. So today we're going to hone in on developing action plans for trauma-informed practices. We're going to include quick wins, daily check-ins, feedback loops, and flexible boundaries. That's huge in trauma recovery. We're going to talk a little bit about long-term strategies, policies, training, hiring trauma-aware staff, or in this case, becoming trauma-informed and aware. We want you to grab your notebooks as we continue this journey. And the question that we're going to hone in on today is, what's one action you can implement tomorrow, right? Immediate action. All right, so let's jump into today's lesson. Awareness is powerful, but transformation comes through intentional action. Once we understand how trauma impacts individuals and organizations, the next step is integrating trauma-informed practices. And this is integrating the trauma-informed practices into our everyday leadership. That begins with creating environments where people feel seen, safe, and supported. These don't have to be massive structural changes. Sometimes small, consistent shifts make the greatest impact. Action plans might include regular check-ins, providing emotional debrief time after intense projects, right? Creating flexible boundaries for team members in crisis, or simply changing how we give feedback. And this is very, very important, from criticism to coaching. And I know criticism is a trigger for me personally, because I grew up in a household where I was criticized as a child, and continuously throughout up until I went away to college, I was criticized. So now, fast forward, working through trauma recovery, I understand and I see, or I can identify when I'm being criticized and when I'm being triggered. So when we start to become trauma-informed leaders, we understand that criticism is a big, big trigger. So we shift to coaching, okay? The most effective trauma-informed leaders don't just react to what's wrong. They proactively build cultures that support what's right. That means developing clear communication strategies, consistent policies, and transparent expectations, so people aren't guessing what's coming next. And again, trauma steals your sense of safety, right? So if you don't have a safe environment to thrive in, then if you don't know what's coming next, you're still off balance. Trauma feels like walking on eggshells 24/7, but still required to show up, right? Okay. It also means leading by example, modeling emotional regulation, honoring your own boundaries, and holding space without trying to fix people. An action plan might be as simple as identifying 3 trauma-informed habits you'll commit to each week, or setting a 30-day goal to shift how you learn and how your team debriefs challenges. This key is consistency, right? This is the key. Consistency is the key. Trauma doesn't heal in chaos. It heals in rhythm. How does that feel? It heals in rhythm. And when your leadership carries rhythm, your team begins to feel safe enough to show up fully, do their best work, and grow with you. And that is so important. That right there, when you talk about healing in rhythm, Oftentimes we just expect for people, or we say, be resilient, keep going, pushing through, but we don't give our teams the proper tools to be able to do that. So we walk through our assignments in that silent suffering. We look good on the outside, but on the inside, we're fragmented. We're walking on eggshells. So if you can picture that and picture you can make a difference by giving a safe environment and changing the rhythm to chaos, from chaos to consistency, right? From chaos to consistency. I hope this was a great lesson for all of us. And I look forward to seeing you on week number 7. We're almost there. All righty, go out and be your best self and help somebody else to do the same. See you next week. Bye for now. It's time to buckle up. No more suffering in silence. Our Power Pack journey to recovery and realignment starts now. Remember, you are collateral damage on someone else's warpath. Trauma is not your fault. Recovery, however, is your responsibility. I'm your host, Wellness Coach Liz Blanding, and this is the Get Trauma-Informed podcast.